Welcome back to another new video. How's it going? Hope you're doing good. I'm switching things up quite a lot with the video today because for half of this week I've basically just spent it in bed ill. I got taken down with, I don't even know what it was, just something savage, and I basically was in bed for like 3 days. So I haven't been able to film my normal style of video where I film little moments throughout the week and edit it all together into one, but I didn't want to not upload. So it's currently Sunday, the day that you potentially are watching this. Obviously we're filming on a Sunday. Anything could happen any second. Ottie could just be like running around, jumping in shot, etc. But I'm going to attempt to film this like chill, chatty video right now, which I'm excited to film, I'm excited to chat about, and I thought it would be a nice video of basically just having like a chill catch up on parent life, because it's by far the most popular like topic that I get asked about in the comments on YouTube videos and DMs on Instagram, or if I meet you guys out and about in the street that watch the videos. And with my videos this year being like little breakdowns and rundown of my week, I don't often have like fully chatty segments in them. So I thought there's either going to be no video this week, or I'm going to have the entire video as like one big chatty catch up. So I thought it'd be nice to do kind of like a little sit down recap on what it's been like being a parent for the last 18 months and how my life has changed and what I'm enjoying and what I'm finding difficult and my thoughts, and at the same time answer some of the most like common questions that I get asked in YouTube comments. And I also put up on my Instagram one of those little polls yesterday being like, if you've got any questions about parent life over the last 18 months and how I'm finding it, or anything particular, feel free to ask me and I'll answer some. I just want to say that obviously there is no right way or wrong ways for people to be parenting their kids or anything. Like, this is not an advice video. This is just me sitting down chilled on a Sunday, answering some questions. What was one thing you thought would be hard but actually wasn't? Or there's a couple of things that come to mind with this, and there's one in particular, which is, I feel like prior to having a baby, there is so much, maybe it's because I'm a male as well, like being the dad of the child, it could be slightly swayed differently. There is so much conversation about like, oh, do you know how to change your nappy? Have you ever changed your nappy before? Oh, how many nappies are you gonna change? I occasionally get DMs and comments on videos being like, what percent of nappies does Zoe change compared to you? Literally, nappy changing is like, not even, I don't even know, not even a thought. It just is like, it just happens multiple times throughout the day. Like, I don't think about actively brushing my teeth every day, I just brush my teeth twice a day. Changing Ottie's nappy when she was a newborn or now, just like, it just happens. We both just, if she needs a nappy change, we change her nappy. I think that's definitely one thing that people perceive as like, not necessarily harder, but like a bigger deal than it is. It's literally not a deal at all. Is there any certain points in Ottie's life you would go back to if you could? Oh man, this, every time I'm like going through my iPhone photos and I'm reflecting back on certain fun days that we've had with her, or moments, or like the first time she met my family, bringing her home from the hospital for the first time, all of those big moments I wish I could go back to and relive again. But then equally, if I could properly like pick and choose part of Ottie's life to relive again, I think it would be those sleepy chest cuddles when she was tiny and her favourite place to fall asleep would just be on your chest, and no matter what you were doing, you'd just sit down and just soak it up and enjoy it, and you'd be like watching TV for like an hour or so, maybe you'd be in bed, it could be the middle of the night and you're absolutely knackered, you've got to stay awake, and she's just like fast asleep on like the skin to skin. Oh man, I can't even describe what that was like. I look back at photos of those moments all the time and wish that, like, I'm sure there'll be days again in the near distance where she'll be like wanting to actively like lay on the sofa and cuddle, but right now at the age she is, she's just like full energy running around. Or she will come over and give you a cuddle, she'll come over and she'll go, ah, daddy, and give you a cuddle. Or she's just started saying now, she'll go, I love you, daddy. And it's like the absolute best when she does it out of the blue. It's like the most amazing thing. But those moments are like short little moments, whereas we used to just get like 45 minutes of like a sleepy chest cuddle. Yeah, that would probably be a moment that I would go back to. Zoe, I want to know your answer to this question.
Yeah.
Is there any certain points in Ottie's life that you'd like to go back to?
Her first, like, month.
The whole month?
Just because when she's that tiny, it just goes so quick.
Yeah.
So I'd love to just go back to that. Maybe just for a week. And just, I don't know, just hold her when she was so tiny. Because that just goes by so fast. Just take it all. I know I did take it all in anyway, but...
Yeah, I think we took it in as much as possible. But there's always more, like, reflecting back that you could take in. Like, even more. Even though we did as much as we could.
I'd love to go back and experience her as a newborn without any postpartum stuff. Yeah. That would be so nice. Because although I was, like, taking it all in... Yeah, you're recovering at the same time. I was also recovering, and it just... I don't know, I did have moments of, like... I wish I could do that with her, or I wish we could go here, or I wish I could at least, like, walk far. Yeah. So I think I would do that. This is a big question. Have you discovered any new aspects of your personality since becoming a parent? I feel like I've never realised just how laid back I am until parenting. And that's not something that I've discovered myself. I just get told a lot by friends and family of like, you and Zoe are just such relaxed parents. You're very just chilled out parents. You're very like, and I've never really thought about that. I don't really notice that. That's obviously just how I am and how we are. But I guess that's something that's definitely been highlighted to me. I've never been described by friends and family as just like chilled and laid out. Whereas now I get told that quite frequently, which is nice. This isn't necessarily about myself. And I feel like I spoke about this in a video before. It's more of something that Ottie's taught me, and therefore I've discovered because of her, which is the importance of just enjoying the little things in life. I can't explain how much that's been highlighted to me. I feel that like the last 13 years, especially working online and like social media and doing multiple books and tons of traveling and having so many amazing opportunities over the years, which, don't get me wrong, have been unbelievable and I'm so fortunate to have. But Ottie has forced my life to like completely shift and slow down, and just watching her appreciate these smallest, most simple things, she gets so much enjoyment and fun from. Like, I can't explain. It'll just be like playing with a little disc on the floor and she is in hysterics laughing and just enjoying it so much. Yeah, it's really highlighted to me to just like enjoy those simple moments and simple things in life more so than I previously did, which I thought I did, but this is like a whole nother new awareness of just appreciating just the little things in life. Cool, I wonder who asked this question. Is there a sponsor of today's video? That is a great question, and there actually is. In the like 5 years that I've lived here, I don't think I've ever filmed in this angle before, like all the way back here. So I thought I'd switch things up today and make a new little setup. So I worked with Shopify together on a video back about 6 months ago now, and I was absolutely buzzing. So to be working with them again today on this video, just the absolute dream collaboration. Like, I've used Shopify as a service for PB merch back in the day, to then Future Self, now Future Self Coffee, obviously, as well as Future Self. So I've got 2 Shopify stores running at the moment, and I've been using Shopify for, what, 9 years, maybe even more. It could be 10 years. I feel like everything is just aligned for this specific video. If you watched my video last week, you'll know that I started off the video by asking the question, if you could do one thing without failing, it was impossible to fail, what would you do? By far the most popular answer was starting your own business. And then secondly, another just amazing synchronization that's happened to happen. Next Sunday, on the 2nd of April, the Future Self Lifestyle Club launches, which of course is all built on the back end of Shopify. So to simplify everything down, Shopify allows you to build an online storefront and sell in multiple places. So whether that's online via a desktop, online via mobile, online via laptop, a pop-up shop, so like in-store selling clothing, or even just permanent bricks and mortar running the back end of your actual permanent shop via Shopify. If I break it down and I really think about it,
The thing that I personally love about Shopify is the fact that it allows me to do the bits that I love of the business. So it allows me to focus my time on the imagery and the look and the feel of the website and how everything flows and the customer journey, and not having to deal with like all the back end boring stuff that, trust me, you do not want to be dealing with. Shopify handles all of that, makes everything so clean and simple, and you're able to just really focus on what you love doing. Equally, at the same time, the breakdown of data that they give you so that you can just manage your business is phenomenal. If you've been on the Future Self Clothing website since the end of January, you would have seen that we've completely updated the website. It looks so much better. It's got so many functions and features and different little bits that the previous website didn't have before. Equally, in the back end to manage it all, because it's all built on Shopify, it's just as easy. I was about to say, if you've ever wanted to start that business, now is the time. But I know you want to start the business because of the comments on my previous video. So if you're watching this and you left one of those comments on my previous video, now is the time. I'm not just saying this because it's like a sponsored YouTube video. Trust me, I've used Shopify for, like I said, over 9 years. Future Self Coffee is literally just launched on Shopify. I've now got 2 e-commerce businesses on Shopify. Take that first step today. You never know where you're gonna end up. Unbelievable things can happen, and they do happen. But as cheesy as it sounds, you are only gonna know if you take the first step. So head down below, I'm gonna leave a link, go check out Shopify. They have so many more services and features of things that I haven't even discussed right now. Couldn't be happier with this collaboration, so sick. Do you find yourself and Zoe arguing more from less sleep? That's one of the most popular questions that I get asked all the time. And obviously I can only speak on behalf of like my experience, so I'm not, again, this is not some kind of parenting advice, relationship advice or anything like that. This is only my experience. It's not that you argue more necessarily just because of lack of sleep. Obviously that can happen because, especially at first, for the first like 6 months or so, your sleep is all over the place, which definitely like makes things just all over the place. I can't even describe, if you've not experienced what it's like to have the worst sleep pattern ever for 6 months in a row. It's brutal. So that definitely does like bring up any opportunity to argue or like cause an argument, because again, you're knackered. But it's not so much the sleep, it's more that there are so many different opportunities in the day to argue over. I can't explain just how many different things there are that could start a potential argument if you're not both on the same page. And I think Zoe and I are so lucky, and I described this in a video where Zoe and I sat down, we spoke about what our things were that we feel in our relationship have kept it so strong for 10 years. Like we did like a chatty bit in a vlog, I'll try and link it down below or go and search it on the channel. I think it was called like 3 tips or 3 things that have kept our relationship happy over the last 10 years, something like that. You can go find it, it's on YouTube. And one of the main things we spoke about in that video was just how much Zoe and I are on the exact same page. Like we have such a clear vision of like where we want to be in the future family wise and like lifestyle wise, and what we want to be doing and working and all of those different kind of things, that when there is an opportunity to argue, and trust me, there are so many opportunities to argue during the day when you're a parent, we're both so aware that like this week, this month, this year, in this lifetime, we want the same things. We're in it together, we are a team, like we see both of each other as like, we're one, we're like a unit, we're a team, that if there is an opportunity for that argument to happen, we both want the same outcome. So like, it's not worth the argument, and I think we're really, really lucky that we have that communication and connection, and therefore those moments don't often turn into arguments. Do you want to come say hi? Yeah. Come on then, come up here. I was just chatting about, do we argue more?
Oh.
Yeah, there's Nala, she's sleeping. Do you want some drink?
Yeah. Do you want me to get you a drink?
Okay, here you go. I did warn you. It was Sunday.
Daddy.
Yeah? Is it good?
Daddy.
Daddy's water. Can you say water?
Water.
Water. Oh, there's Ottie's water. Who's that? You gonna say hi?
Hi.
You gonna wave? Say, I love you.
I love you.
Say night-night.
Oh, you're going to sleep? You've only just woken up.
Say bye, Daddy.
Bye-bye, Daddy.
Bye-bye. You can stay here if you want. You can stay and play.
When she says that, it just melts me.
I was just saying that she's just started saying, I love you, Mummy. I love you, Daddy.
Yeah, it's like the best thing she's ever said. And that's actually quite hard. It's like
it's like a full-on sentence.
Ottie, where does this go?
See you later. Yeah, so we don't actually argue as much as like it's talked about in terms of parenting. What do you think? Zoe's behind the camera laughing. I don't think we argue
I would say
too
we
much.
only bicker.
Equally, I don't want to be that couple that sits on YouTube going, we don't argue. Of
Oh,
course
we
we
do.
argue. Of course we do.
I think we bicker more about stupid things.
I would say we
wouldn't even
bicker.
Say we argue. It's
Yeah,
like,
I would say we bicker.
But then we just both can't be arsed.
But then...
Do you know what I mean? It's like before, maybe we had a bit more time and a bit more energy and a bit more like...
Well, so we just don't have the time to argue.
That's what I mean, there's no time. And also, it's just, it feels kind of pointless. So I just feel like we might bicker about something, but then 2 seconds later we'll be laughing about something that Ottie's just done. And it's like...
It doesn't mean...
It's very is it non-trivial? Yeah, really non-trivial, boring bickering. But
that's because I think anything that we could argue bigger picture on, we're both very much on the same page.
yeah, overall we're a team, so there's nothing like, I don't know, there's nothing really to argue about.
Which is very lucky.
There's loads to bicker about though.
There's non-stop stuff to bicker about.
I also saw one of your questions that said, do you argue more now you have with the sleep deprivation?
Yeah,
or
that was
something?
this question.
I wouldn't actually say we lack any sleep, would you?
I said for the first 6 months,
Yes.
it's brutal.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even comprehend until you go through it what it's like. But then, now we've got such we're in a very good flow with Ottie's sleep.
Yeah, the way
I think
I
it's just the
explain
amount of
it-
things you can argue about is just insane. Like now, Ottie's, I don't even know what she's doing over there. She's just banging, opening and closing the door. It would be so easy to just be like, Zoe, can you just get her to stop banging that door? And you'd be like, well, you do it. And then
Which
you're like,
is what
no,
we
you go and...
usually
Do you
bicker about.
know what I mean? Like
That's a
those
very
kind of
good
situations, and they're like the small things are just so easy to get like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But someone asked me the other day, like, are you still tired? This is kind of off tangent a tiny bit. And I was like, I am, but it's not through lack of sleep. It was lack of sleep at the
Yeah.
beginning. Now I'd say we get good sleep, but I'm still tired. But it's like a different type of tired. It's just like being a parent tired. It's having
That's
all
not
those
going
moments.
anywhere.
No, that's not going
That's
anywhere.
with you for life.
It's like running around after a toddler, having the energy 24/7 to keep up with your
The
child,
brain space to be
make
like...
them 3 meals a day,
Yeah.
to like make sure they've got this,
Their
this.
snacks,
It's
everything.
mentally tired
Yeah.
rather than physically. There's a bit of physically
No, I'm
tired.
physically tired as well.
Physically and mentally, but in those first months, it's like actual like sleep deprivation tired. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like
Yeah.
now, I'd say I get great night's sleep most of the time. If anything, you're the one that wakes me up more than Otti.
But then we're both still tired.
Because we have a
Because
child.
life's just tiring.
It's like having
When you
a
get to this
child,
age,
right?
life is just...
But also we're old. Do you know what I mean? I'm older.
Do your knees hurt yet?
No, but I don't have my like 22-year-old energy anymore. Like, do you know what I mean?
She's calling you.
Why does she sound
You're up.
Mommy!
Mammy! Mammy! Describe Ottie's personality. She is the most happy, and I feel like I'm being incredibly biased, and of course I'm going to be because I'm her dad, but genuinely she is the happiest, most adventurous, confident, but equally like aware. She's not like super confident, but she's pretty confident. You can just see the like wonder in her eyes of like enjoying life and looking around and playing with things, and like she's just so much fun. How would you describe Ottie's personality? Like give me like 3 words.
Yeah, inquisitive.
Inquisitive, that's a good one.
She's very inquisitive.
confident.
How do you explain like knows what she wants? What word is that?
Oh, determined. She's a Virgo. She is like a Virgo through and through if you're into your star signs. Determined and just like...
confident, happy. She's definitely like that first child in the family, do you know what I mean?
She's the older cousin. That's how I always describe it. She's going to be the child that... This makes her sound... Yeah, she's Zoe's daughter.
She's going to be bossy.
No.
She will, trust me, like a nice bossy, like good bossy. Like everyone,
yeah, but bossy's such a fine line.
You're going to be this person, you need to do it like this. That's what she's going to be like.
She will.
And all the other cousins and like siblings will just be like...
I don't want to do the dance for the 6th time.
Yeah,
that was me and Poppy was the bossy one.
No, come on guys. I said reach for the stars. You like that song, didn't you?
Okay, last 2 questions. What's something nobody told you about parenting?
How much they get ill. No one told me that.
Kids get ill every other week. That's probably why I've been ill this week.
And how much it would make us ill. No one mentioned, oh, just so you know, like when you have a kid, brace yourself.
And Ottie's not even in nursery.
And yeah, and Ottie has it like nowhere
just
near as bad as other kids.
Seeing other kids, yeah.
But yeah, no one told me about that. Not that it would have made any difference. Imagine we're like, oh, okay then.
Well, I'm gonna get ill every other week. Yeah, so don't worry, I won't have kids.
Yeah.
The last question for the video. Has the past 18 months of parenting been what you expected it to be? I feel like I was always very realistic with what I thought it would be, and therefore the difficult moments haven't really been, even like lack of sleep for 6 months, hasn't really been a shock to me because I expected it. I've always tried to be really realistic going into any phase of like parent life. So I suppose, yeah, you've got a snack. What snack have you got? 2,
raisins.
3, 4.
5.
What comes after 4?
Oh, yeah.
What's next?
4 and then
5.
5 and then what?
What's after 5?
6.
6 and then 7,
8.
8,
9.
9, 10. Yeah, I think everything has been more or less what I expected it to be and what I hoped for it to be as well, which I feel like is important. Like, it's been better. I've enjoyed it more than what I thought I even would, which is good because I'm in it for the long run. There's nowhere to go. I suppose the only thing that I didn't expect that has happened, hi Ottie, is how quick time goes. That's like the main difference that I definitely didn't expect. Have you got enough snacks in your mouth? Oh, you want your drink? Yeah, I definitely didn't expect time to go and time to move as quickly as it has. I think that's been like the main difference. Oh, the main difference to what I expected it to be. Everything else has gone better than what I expected it to be. It's nice to just sit down and have a little like reflect on the last 18 months because, as I said, the style of videos that I've been making this year haven't really allowed for that. So I hope you've enjoyed the chill little chat. If you've got any questions about anything that I haven't answered to do with parent life, feel free obviously to drop it down below in the comments and I'll jump in and reply to a bunch and answer as many as I can. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. Make sure as well to head down below to the link, go check out Shopify. I honestly couldn't love Shopify more if I tried. This is one of the new hoodies dropping next week. I appreciate you watching as always. Drop the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it and I'll catch you next week with another new video that will be back to the normal style.